Maslow from TroutU.com, and I'd like to welcome you to a day of trout fishing on the Horsepasture River.
The rugged and beautiful Horsepasture River is most noted for its beautiful waterfalls and also for being the home of the state record rainbow trout. The Horsepasture River is accessible from Gorges State Park off of North Carolina 281, about a mile south of US 64 near Sapphire, North Carolina. There is a nice trail marked by orange markers that begins from a parking lot in the park. There is also information kiosks and backcountry camper registration at this trailhead. I began the day by catching my only trout of the day, an 11-inch rainbow. Even Dan only caught a handful of trout, all of which were rainbows, suggesting that the numbers of trout in the river are limited. However, the average size of trout in the river seems to be substantially larger than other non-stock stream sheds in the state. Note that the state record was actually caught in a private section of the river, one that average fishers do not have access to. Also note the presence of smallmouth bass, which are the most likely catch during the warmer months. The Horsepasture has excellent pooling, thanks to the area's topology, especially at the numerous waterfalls bases. I can't help but wonder what monster trout are in these pools. Also note that the warm months bring scores of swimmers to these beautiful pools, thus hampering the fishing. Being in the second half of November, I was surprised to see so many insects out and about. I also had a chance to try out my Perfect Fly brand fly rod, which we hope to make available soon on our website. This rod has truly been the best rod I've ever owned, making casting much more effortless. Here's a shot of Matthew in action fishing one of the great looking pools in the Horsepasture. As you approach Rainbow Falls, you'll notice the stream bed becomes noticeably steeper with more small waterfalls. Be very careful fishing the Horsepasture due to the many waterfalls. Always move upstream while fishing, stay away during high water, don't climb waterfalls. At last we arrived near Rainbow Falls. At over 100 feet tall, this waterfall is the most impressive on the river. The perpetual mist at the base of the falls lends itself to the naming of the falls by creating a nearly constant rainbow. Also note that the same mist that creates the rainbow also turns into ice on the rocks in the general vicinity of the falls, so stay away during cold weather. There is an observation point with safety rail high above the river, allowing for great picture view. We turned around at this point and hiked down the path to Stairstep Falls. Stairstep Falls, which is downstream of where the main path from Gorgeous State Park comes to the river, is, as the name implies, a series of waterfalls forming a stepped pattern. Once again, stay on the path and out of the water when moving downstream. Here's where Dan's Midwestern ingenuity paid off. He placed some brightly colored ribbon at the point where Matthew and I started upstream earlier in the day, so that he would know where we had already fished. Here's a view of the nice trail that connects the parking area to the river. Here's a view of one of the many great campsites along the river, making this a great destination for campers. Here's Matthew demonstrating how the young guys traditionally have a hard time keeping up with us old-timers. And thus ends a beautiful fall day on the Horsepasture River.